Good evening, everyone, and welcome to RPG Limit Break. Alongside Jackimus, I am FearonBurgundy, and we have ourselves a rather unique matchup here between a pair of 1 and 3s here in the 2019 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament, sigmafan and brisulph. Well, they figure that they're not going to be making the bracket stage, so they're going to have a little bit of fun tonight, and hopefully we are as well.
That's right, Fearon. Tonight we have a very interesting set of flags for this race. We have all speed hacks are on, we have very fast experience, we have no keys required, and we have open Sherlock. So right from the word go, they're going to be able to go pretty much anywhere. This race is going to come down to finding some good equipment and some good levels and just finishing the Dragon Lord as quickly as possible.
Yes, with the open Sherlock, normally you have to find the key items to trade in for the Rainbow Drop, the Silver Harp, the Stones of Sunlight, Erdrick's Token. But with open Sherlock, you can go right on in at level 1 if you want, and then proceed to get your butt kicked from there. So really the object in this case is to find all the best equipment and level up as quickly as possible by fighting enemies one at a time to gain experience and levels to get stronger, and gold to purchase that weapons and armor and whatnot. And yeah, then from there, beat the Dragon Lord, and game on, game over.
And this is probably going to be a much quicker race than we're used to. They've apparently done this a couple of times for fun, and seems like average times are in the mid-20 minutes. So buckle up, this is going to go by pretty quick, I think.
So basically, we're going to have auctioneer voices going on for the next 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes. That silence was deserved. So both of our runners here now utilizing different flag sets. sigmafan, she is a little known fact from back in the day for those unfamiliar. Depending on the first 4 characters of your name, well, that will determine certain bonuses to 2 of your 4 statistics: strength, agility, hit points, and magic points. In this case, sigmafan, she is going with a strength agility bonus build, so that'll be a little bit higher. The strength and agility will over the course of the seed. brisulph going with a strength hit point build, or hit point build, as his part of Canada knows it. And that will give a little bit. So as the levels go on, you'll see that the overall hit points will be higher for brisulph. The agility will be a little bit higher for sigmafan over the course of the seed.
Will be interesting to see if that difference in build will come into play later on. Typically, it's ill-advised to attempt to battle the Dragon Lord with less than 97 max hit points, so we may see a difference in which level both players will attempt the endgame. But here we are, they're underway.
Alright, so the opening 3 chests, we've got gold, and more gold, because no keys are needed here. So normally you'd need a key to open that door, but not in this seed. So lots of money to buy things here, and quick access to the treasury, where we've got a cursed belt, an herb, some more big bucks, and something that I missed because this is going way too fast.
It was the biggest of sticks.
Erdrick's sword. There it is, confirmed on Sigma's screen. And just like that, level 2 now, and a couple of spells there it looks like. And meanwhile, just outside, we've got the Stones of Sunlight cave normally, but here we've got fairy water.
Yeah, still checking a few treasure chests. The big stick is definitely the optimal find here. Don't need a lot of quest items, but a fighter's ring or possibly a death necklace could help out later on. Starting with that large amount of money will be nice if either player can make it to a town without getting destroyed.
Well, a Jackimus getting destroyed on Bry's side, and that's another couple of levels, already up to level 4.
Just flying right by.
Level 3 now for Sigma. and that brings a spell of Heal More. So the stats already jumping up here, and this is what our runners are looking for. And Bry working on some exploration early here. The Fairy Water, as sigmafan picking that up, that works just like the Repel spell, and that any enemies that are weaker than you won't encounter them on the overworld.
That's exactly right. It can be a very useful time-saving device once your levels have gone up a little bit.
And we have a question in chat, what special settings did they go with? It might be easier to mention what special settings they didn't go with. But pretty much everything to speed up the game, as noted by Zarnax in chat. Fast text, speed hacks are in there. Open Sharlock, no keys required, and a couple of other things that I'm forgetting off the top of my head.
We have randomized shop prices as well, as Brian's having a little quick peek around the shopping mall right now, see what they have up for sale.
Yes, random shop prices. Yeah, this is going to go very quickly here as brisulph in the town of Cantlin, which could help to find... Oh, wow, look at that deal. The Silver Shield, the best shield in the game, normally 14,800 gold. Here in this seed, thanks to the randomizer, only the low price of 4 gold.
And then he'll also pick up that set of full plate to round out his armor. Honestly, with short Sharlock, you don't have to worry too much about those magic tiles because the top floor doesn't exist. So, if the stats end up looking good and he doesn't find the armor, he might just go with what he's got equipped right now. Only 3 minutes into the race. Sigma hasn't had too much luck getting anywhere so far, but does have a lead of levels at 5 versus 4.
And just like that, here's level 6. WMD, the sword was in the treasury, which was easily accessible due to, well, having no requirement for keys in this particular seed setting. Or flag setting, I should say. Eight south and 68 west are the coordinates, so that could be one of 3 things in that overworld spot. It could either be the Erdrick's armor, which is what our runners are definitely looking for to assist in the end part of the game. It could be Erdrick's token, which in this flag set is a bit of a zonk, and the Fairy Flute, which can be used toward a tough enemy in the end, that being the Golem. That puts the Golem to sleep.
Could be useful. Sharlock's a little shorter than usual, though, so... But then again, if the Golem is on that mini-boss tile, it could be very beneficial to have that Fairy Flute if it does end up being found.
Yeah, so our runners, you see the statistics, mostly white, a little bit of orange. They're looking for those stats to be green, because as we know, green means go, and, well, things have certainly been going fast. 5 minutes in here, already at level 6 and 5 respectively. You can see the attack power already up in the 80s. The defense with Bry having the Silver Shield up into the 70s.
And as soon as Bry gets level 6, his defense should be closing in on 80, if not a bit above. Because we saw that large agility gain for Sigma at level 6.
Yep, 11 gained agility, so that is going to bump up another 5 defense, 6 defense rather, to 78. Because of the odd number there. Yeah, for every 2 agility point, that gives you an added defensive point there. So 64, cut that in half, you got 32, plus the 20 from the Silver Shield, and the 24 from the full plate, plus the 2 from the Dragon Scale when that was put on. And that gives you the 78, and now we got another 12 agility here at level 7.
Bry making mincemeat out of that green dragon. Risky fight with only 40 max hit points, but he got away with it. And the Strawberry Wyvern is going to cut him down. Not going to get to see what the mini-boss is in Hawksness. Not yet, anyway. Sigma also just hit level 7 after dispatching a Magi-Wyvern. And looks like Sigma's found the shopping mall. I see a Silver Shield in her very near future.
And a very affordable one at that. Bry, meanwhile, going to check out the basement of Tanagil, and that is the Staff of Rain Cave. Normally essential, but here, doesn't really matter.
Completely unimportant.
The goal at this point, just get all the best equipment, get all the levels, go beat the Dragon Lord. That's the goal of this speedy set here.
Sadly, no affordable armor for Sigma, but the Silver Shield will help immensely.
So Sigma now going to go ahead and get those coordinates.
Gonna see if either player chooses to count out the 868.
Yeah, that is how many paces from Tanagil Castle, the starting castle. That is where you would go to search the overworld. Oh, and a metal slime takeout on Bry's
Bry
side.
defeats the Metal Slim and gets rewarded with a substandard level 8.
Well, you can see the defense already up in the and another level here, and another 4 agility, so that's going to bump the defense up to 88. So not a lot of enemies are going to be that troublesome at this point here, and Bry is noping on out of Rimmeldar. No need to buy keys, and not really any search items needed either.
Yeah,
Ooh,
no need to visit
there's
that
an enemy that'll
shop.
cause some trouble.
However, looks like Bry is going to get arrested for speeding there. Naughty, naughty.
Yes, the Red Dragon's known as the Fun Police because when they show up, the fun tends to stop. They're among the strongest and most agile enemies in the game, and this early on, even with the stat growth they have, not likely going to be beaten.
The hit points are the main culprit right now. Only 45 hit points at level 9 is kind of awful.
Just kinda.
And looks like Sigma is, or was working on a count, but from the slow steps, but now speeding up. I think the count's been abandoned due to that large lake in the center of the map there.
Yep, and Sigma now going to check out Rimmeldar here. Stay at the inn because only having 3 hit points, not so good.
Death is good to avoid.
And brisulph in the abandoned town of Hawksnest that just has enemies about and gets taken out by an armored knight, another tough enemy in the late stage of the game.
Probably not the best tile to try to repeat some fights on right now. Defense a little bit low to be going after armored knights.
Yeah, maybe if they had the Hurt More spell, but that has not yet been acquired at level 9, although they are guaranteed to get all 10 of their spells by level 16.
And looks like Bry's pretty happy with this desert with the Magi Wyvern in it, so we might see him hang out here for a level or 2. And even more defense at level 10, but nothing else.
Yeah, I think it was 0 strength, 1 hit point, and no magic points.
That's exactly what it was for On. Quickly dispatching that green dragon via a very excellent move. I find picking the attack command to just about always to be an excellent choice in this game.
Oh, and there's Charlotte Castle.
We've got the Big C.
Side. Big C.
It's right next to Garen's Ham. And I think Bry has definitely found his grind spot here. We've got some green dragons in this zone as well, and those are defense broken, not a threat whatsoever. Magi Wyverns and Green Dragons being 2 pretty decent sources of EXP if you can take them out pretty easily like Bry can here.
Ooh, and an Armored Knight on Sigma's side. That is going to send her back, and The experience lead just vaulting up here for Bry as we're approaching the 12-minute mark, which by their accounts should be about the halfway point here.
That's what it seems like. Another somewhat lackluster level. Definitely with a huge experience lead, but we know, sadly for Sigma, the next few levels aren't going to be particularly outstanding.
And Bry going to go back in here to Hawksness, and after gaining a couple levels, going to give that Armored Knight another try.
See how it works for him this time.
Oh, there's oh, it has Heal More and no stop spell as of yet.
He's going to try to get through, though. It's not completely guaranteed it uses it, but it uses it again.
Oh, no. So this may, for the moment, be an exercise in futility without the spell of Stop Spell.
He's going to keep trying, though.
And a third casting of Heal More by the Armored Knight.
He's going to get one last crack at this. 75% Heal More coming up on the display. That's probably not going to happen without a Stop Spell or a Hurt More.
Sigma, meanwhile, working on a wizard here, and with 2 HP, hangs on, and there is level 9 for her.
Probably not quite the stat she wanted to see, but every little bit helps. And I do see Sigma deliberate in taking steps. I think she might be trying to continue the count after all.
Oh, she thinks she's close by here.
Right ballpark, wrong base, maybe.
Well, I wasn't keeping track of the count, and to answer the question, yes, there's speed hacks, there's fast text, open Sherlock, all kinds of things here.
And Bry's back to his chosen grind spot in that desert, full of plenty of good, easy enemies for about 100 experience or more a shot. We've got wizards, green dragons, axe knights, specters. A lot of good stuff there. And we've got level 13. Finally, we're getting a little bit of hit points in there.
Just a little bit, but still not quite ready to go after the Dragon Lord, especially without Erdrick's armor.
No, definitely not. The hit points and the attack power are still lacking for that task. Plenty of late game enemies are valid prey right now, though.
Well, you can see the difference of not purchasing the full plate armor, as Bry able to handle almost any enemy that, well, this is one of the few that can't seem to handle at the moment.
Yeah, and Sigma having difficulty with Werewolf. If she did have enough to purchase that full plate, those Werewolves would be defense broken by a decent number. The Magiwyvern, though, is definitely within her wheelhouse.
And a point made in chat, there is a spike tile that could be accessed in the bottom floor of Sherlock, which is short Sherlock. So you start right there in the 7th basement, and a very lackluster level 14, except for the spell of Hurtmore.
That will solve Bry's Armored Knight problems for sure, but some actual stats would have been nice as well.
So going to have to go with a 2 attack and a Hurtmore strategy here, and takes out the Armored Knight.
Gets the job done. And we're going to head back to the shopping mall and stay at Ye Old Local Inn.
Nothing really to shop for at this point. I mean, unless there's a magic armor in there that doesn't do anything for your defense, but allows you to heal walk a little bit.
Sigma gave the Armored Knight in Hawksness a go there, but with that low hit point total and lack of actual armor, I don't see it happening, especially when you factor in that 75% heal more.
The stop spell picked up as well, so Bry immediately making a beeline back to Hawksness is going to take on that Armored Knight, and we're going to see what's in the search spot. If it's Erdrick's armor, that is going to significantly increase Bry's lead here.
You could just about call the race if this ends up being Erdrick's armor, I think. That experience lead, while it doesn't take too long to gain experience with these settings, especially with the speed hacks here, 3,000 is still a significant amount.
And there it is, and in the search spot, it's the Fairy Flute.
Not the desired item, so the search is going to continue.
And there goes the sub-20 hopes.
It's still theoretically possible. Well, not really, actually.
No. I think the sub-20 hopes were already gone, but that just confirmed it.
Yeah, stat gains were just simply not good enough for sub-20.
But the attack power is getting there. It's at 110. Yeah, and well, the question in chat, this is a race that is meant to have fun. Yes, both of our competitors here, they are eliminated from the bracket stage, but they're providing a little bit of entertainment and wackiness here.
Wackiness is good.
It most certainly is, Jack. So, Bry now in Garenham. Going to take a look at the chest there. We've got some gold, some more gold, and some more gold. Money all around.
That's a lot of jolds.
Oh, and there's the Rainbow Drop Cave. That's where you would normally trade in the items if they mattered. In the Seed, they do not.
They do not. The jerk is optional.
And the reason he is referred to as the jerk is because if you go to see him and talk to him and don't have all of the applicable items, most notably Erdrick's token, he literally kicks you out of the cave.
He's not a very nice man.
Alright, we've got some exploration on Bry's side here.
Found a couple of caves.
Realizes it's a cave.
He doesn't have radiant yet, and I
want
believe has no torches in stock, so he's not going to venture in. I think it's fairly safe to say that it's unlikely the Death Necklace will end up being useful on this seed. The only particular nice thing they could find in a chest at this point would be the Fighter's Ring.
And seeing as this is a speedy seed, I think that was the quickest in and out of the town of Breckenary that I've ever seen a runner do. Good
Sigma
for
going
just a cheap in at this point.
Yep, that's about it. Sigma went for a Hail Mary swing against the Armored Knight, but was not enough to cut it down. We know that Hawksness is not mandatory, as it's merely just a fairy flute on that tile.
Ooh, we've got a little island town here, a little peninsula town, and we've got the town of Cole that has one of the search spots. We're going to see if that has Erdrick's armor, or if we've got to go... Oh, there's nothing there.
The armor
That
is
means
going to
Erdrick's
be
tokens in a chest, and we got to do some coordinate counting here. 8 south and 68 west of the castle, that will have the best armor in the game.
It most certainly will. Will we see an appearance of the princess?
Yeah, saving the princess in this game and taking her back to the castle, it gives you the added item of Gwaelin's Love, which that will tell you where she is in relation to your spot on the map, because it's all about her. Hence the meme, but thou must.
I don't think "but thou must" can be considered a meme, because thou must.
Just leaving a moment for introspection on that one.
brisulph adding a little bit to his criminal record there. I believe the only locations we haven't seen are both ends of the swamp cave, as well as the grave. That swamp cave could be very handy, since it doesn't look like it's a particularly easy count on this map.
Now, Brian right now going for just pure exploration, using the repel spell, so pretty much there's only, you can count on almost one hand the number of enemies that could be encountered here in the overworld.
And Sigma finally defeats the Armored Knight and gets the unfortunate news that it's only a fairy flute there. Sigma, I don't think, got to see that the Armored Knight had heal more, though. So we'll see if that ends up being a nasty surprise for her later on, if combat with the AK-47 ends up being a thing.
With the Armored Knight known as the AK-47, because as you've seen, they hit as hard as one.
Sigma just missing out on a 3-hit kill on that green dragon. Pretty unlikely with that level of attack. And Bry is going to attempt to count this thing out, it looks like. Everyone keep your voices down so he can focus on the numbers inside of his head.
I almost feel like I should be trading out for Lorgon at this point.
Oh, I see the cursor out there. Cursor to count those water tiles. Tisk, tisk.
And there's the armor on Bry's side.
Very good
So
job
Sigma was
counting
very
that thing
close with her count, but just slightly askew.
Yeah, very, very close. Like I said, right ballpark, wrong base. So it is definitely grind and go for Bry. And he's going to try to get a little bit of revenge here with some police brutality. He's going to head right into Sherlock and see how the eats are in here. Sigma has caught up a little bit on experience, at least.
Ooh, nice critical hit on the Red Dragon by Bry. Level 15 now, and you can see the defense, 99 defense. And that's without the agility bonus.
Yeah, I think it's fairly safe to say that the strength hit point build is probably the better one on this seed.
Considering how hit points are at a premium, that is not inaccurate.
And we are going to have a quick look inside the Sherlock Treasury, see if we can find ourselves a nice, shiny fighter's ring.
Yep, the fighter's ring, when you put it on, it adds 2 additional attack power to your total.
No such luck there, though. And we have Sigma discovering the 2 caves. She also does not know the Radiant spell, and I believe has no torches, so in and out, just like Bry was.
Bry doing a good job here taking on the Red Dragon as it's been casting Sleep and Hurt more, utilizing the Stop spell, and there's another big 255.
Yeah, very nice eats right there. Looks like Sigma has just discovered coal. And Sigma is now going to know for sure that she's going to have to go back and finish that count for the armor or find the princess.
Meanwhile, Bry back in Garenham to rest up.
Yeah. Get some more magic point into his face, and then it's right back to the grind.
Gonna head on over here, take a look at what's in the spike tile. As there aren't too many enemies that are going to do a significant damage. Pretty much just the Red Dragon, the Golem, and the Armored Knight. And maybe the Stone Man. Well, so much for the Stone Man with that level.
Got level 16. Cleared 100 defense. Stats are getting very close to where we need them to be.
Not quite clearing 90 hit points, though. We want a minimum of 97. The strength also not quite there either.
Yeah, that 100 defense power means that there's a lot of enemies that could be on that spike tile that are just about infinitely repeatable because they're not going to be able to hit you very hard at all. We have every enemy defense broken right now except for Red Dragons, Golems, and the Armored Knight.
So any other enemy, and the most that they'll be able to do in terms of damage to Bry is 17 hit points. Oh, and it's a Golem.
Doesn't make for a particularly nice grind spot, but does give that fairy flute a little bit of purpose.
And it's a lot quicker because speed hacks. So you don't have that 8-second time loss with every blowing of the flute.
Yes, it's much more viable than using it constantly against golems in standard speed game. Still, you can see how he's needing to take breaks to heal and use the flute there. Other combats would probably be faster overall, but you're guaranteed to get an encounter every 2 steps this way. So it's probably a wash, I would say.
And if you can sleep lock them like this, then, well, in that case, 3 out of 4. Ooh, well, it's going to have to take a 5-shot here, and here comes level 17. 15 hit points. Looking at the numbers, the attack's still not there.
The attack's not, but everything else is. Fight's winnable if you can land a hurt more right away, but that's not something to count on at all. And we're back to Garen's Ham for a little in-break. Sigma's closing in on where we know that armor is. Let's hope she's got the count correct this time.
Oh, she's on the other side of the bridge. Okay, up a little bit, up a little bit.
Almost there.
Warmer, warmer. Colder?
Oh no.
Colder? Oh no, colder? Arctic.
Sigma, it's on Earth. Come back. You're gonna freeze out in space.
Space.
Oh, she's right there. That's twice now that she's been right so close, but just missed something in that count.
Come on, just come back a little bit. Oh, you're almost there. Nope, nope, Surge. No, oh, oh, wait, maybe. Oh no.
Oh, gonna check a different spot. She knows it's around there somewhere. We've got level 18 over on Bry's side. And we get 1 power. Hooray!
So we're going to 19.
Well, we did get an extra heal more's worth of MP and some extra HP. And that 1 attack power is actually significant because it does guarantee you a full extra damage every round, changing the damage range from 5 to 11 to 6 to 12. Be a little risky to try at 18. Wouldn't be a favorite, but it should be doable with standard attack and heal more strategy. That high defense and reasonable HP does certainly open up the possibilities for double attacks.
Question in chat: how far is Sigma from the armor at this point? It's pretty much as you see the swamp there, surrounded by the river. It's among those 3 tiles of swamp that kind of head toward the north. So she was starting over.
Back to the drawing board, unfortunately. Bry taking a little quick tour of those foothills, but now he's back to Sherlock. Not really sure why he wandered down in that area for a moment.
Tourism, of course.
It is a booming industry.
So Sigma working on and getting worked on by a green dragon.
Yeah, that lack of full plate, really a huge detriment. We know she is going to get that armor very soon.
But at what cost?
Got level 19 for Bry. 3 more attack isn't going to do a whole lot, unfortunately. And he's going to go right back to fighting the golem. He's going for 20. So not only was it not sub 20 minutes, it's not going to even be sub level 20. Imagine how long this seed could have been without all the speed hacks and everything enabled. This could have been a complete disaster of a 3-hour seed.
And if anybody knows about disaster of 3-hour seeds, it is my broadcast partner here.
I may have engaged in a few extremely long marathon races of this before, yes?
As long as you're having fun, though.
That is the main thing. Sigma is so close. So close. She's gonna get it this time.
Unless this red slime gets in the way. Nope. Okay. Unless this Magidrake. Nope. All right. Other Magidrake. Nope. This is just revenge. Oh, wait. No. No.
No. No. We were right there. Come on, Sigma. Focus your karma. We need everyone to raise their hands and lend their chi to Sigma to find this mystical armor. And we've got level 20 for Bry, and we get 1 power. Putting our damage range up to 7 to 14. And 14 heal mores in reserve. 105 defense power, which is enough to defense break the AK-47. And Brian's restocked himself. I think he's going to give it a try here at level 20.
Yeah, he is running from enemies that it's... Oh, but there's a sleep-laden red dragon, and I'm going to have to use a stop spell here.
And he's just going to cut it down. Even with that huge agility, still difficult to run from red dragons here and there.
Agility is just a suggestion.
I like agility. It makes you fast and agile. All right, we've got the Golem mini boss. Little toot on that whistle will take him away to a brand new world. And we are gonna see Brian battle the Dagran Lord.
So let's see here. Anywhere from 150 to 165 in terms of the hit points, starting off with 7 and an 8. Oh, these are low rolls.
It is less than ideal. That 11's a little on the better side. That's a lot of fire breath so far. There's a physical and another physical. There's that double we were looking for.
So there's 65 now. 75.
Got
88 has to burn another heal more.
Got Sigma who just hit level 15.
106.
And he still has 5 heal mores left. I think we're going to be fine here. Having to heal twice in a row, unfortunately. Bad roll on one of his heal mores. And electing not to gamble on the 47.
129. It's getting pretty close. Up to 150, 158. Last attack, 166, and Bry's going to do it here.
Got it. He's got it on the last possible attack. Close fight, but the triple swing's going to end it off there. Exactly what he needed right at the end.
GG's out in chat as brisulph is going to take this race with an official SRL time of 43 minutes and 52 seconds.
And that's it. Congratulations to brisulph. Still got Sigma trotting around here. Getting trolled a little bit by those NPCs. Sigma's gonna go have a little peek at the back of Garenham, looks like. But we know that there's nothing there but a crusty old fogey.
Well, that Dragon Lord sure was mean.
It most certainly was, as we have our winner here in brisulph. GG.
Thank you kindly. I could not get over how many fire shots there were and how bad my rolls were. And then I get lucky at the end, so it all balances out, I guess.
Exactly. Any thoughts on the length of this one, Bri?
That is the longest of this settings I've ever done, and it was all just because I spent too much time looking for the swamp cave and then said to heck with it and counted out the armor.
And I don't think it helped matters too much that the strength was pretty slow to catch up to the rest of your stats.
The hit points weren't very good either for a long time, so I mean, it must have been that much worse for Sigma playing strength agility.
Indeed. Yeah, Sigma had difficulties with a lot of enemies that you didn't actually. Your first trip to Cantlin, you were able to pick up both the silver shield and a full plate. Sigma, unfortunately, has just forfeited here. Hasn't had much luck finding Erdrick's armor, but Sigma actually never purchased any armor the whole seed. Just didn't have enough money the first time when she got to Cantlin, and never seemed to have enough to buy any armor of note ever since.
Unfortunately not. And where was the armor? I had 8 south, or did I write down the coordinates wrong? Because I wrote down 8 south, 68 west. I had an idea where it was, just could never find it.
It was, in fact, 8 south, 68 west. You were right in the ballpark a few times. It was kind of agonizing for us because we saw Bry complete the count with relative ease, and it was such a struggle for you.
Well, the thing for my count was that I had the silver shield and a full plate with repel. Nothing was attacking me, so I was able to just wander right over and grab it once I'm like, wait a minute, I don't need the princess. You ever see the Swamp Cave, Sigma?
No, I thought it was in the back of Garanham, but it turns out it wasn't. I've seen every cave but swamp.
I didn't go into any caves, but I did see everything. Like I went in and left. I never actually explored any caves, so that's kind of funny. I never saw swamp either. It just doesn't exist.
So I had an idea where it was. It was that swampy mountain area where you had the bridge and then had swamp and then mountains. It had to be over there.
Yes,
Correct.
it was.
Once you crossed the bridge and you headed up a little bit, there were those 3 swamp tiles that pointed upward. It was among those 3 there, and you had searched all around it, but it was just that little area there. When you go back and see the VOD, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I kind of feel like I don't want to see the VOD. I get angry at myself.
Fair enough.
But anyway, yeah, that was fun, and honestly, that's a setting that I'm going to highly recommend to the tournament or the league organizers for the winter. That they've got to do a week of that. It's just so fun. It's so fast and just frenetic, and it's a totally different experience for the randomizer playing that crazy. Also, silver shield for 4 gold. You can't go wrong.
I love when that comes up that way.
I don't know. There are situations where I'd be happier with the 4 gold.
They don't have Jack in the Box or Tim Hortons in Olive Garden, Jack.
Well, they got to get with the times then. Jeez. I mean, Erdrick didn't come to their place from the real world and, save them hundreds of years ago for them to just rot away in medievalness. Come on, man. Get some flying cars and stuff going.
Maybe in Dragon Warrior 4.
I really, really feel like you misunderstand what world he came from to this world. It wasn't exactly a technologically crazy advanced place. But the spoilers, by the way, for Dragon Warrior 3. Anyway, I got to get running here. I got some stuff to do before I head off to work. But thank you to the tournament organizers for running this thing, and looking forward to the knockouts coming after this Swiss round is done. Not that I'm going to be in it, but good luck to all the runners still to come this week, all the people in the knockouts. Thanks, Sigma, for switching your opponent and showing off this mode that we've been having a lot of fun with.
Yep. And I got to hop into the booth for the 9 o'clock match.
Well, get ready.
It's going to be
You may as well stick around here then, because I'm being told it's right here on RPG Limit Break in a matter of 9 minutes from now. So that'll give us a chance to wrap things up. So stay tuned here on RPG Limit Break as we're coming back with more Dragon Warrior randomizer action. In the interim, want to make sure to thank all the folks behind the scenes here. Make sure to give our runners here a follow, brisulph and sigmafan. Also behind the scenes, we had Lord of the Synth taking care of the restreaming, Cyberdark86 on tracking, and we had Jackimus, none other than the Jackimus Wedge himself here, alongside myself, FearonBurgundy, doing the commentary for you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. See you next time, I guess.
Oh, and Tyrannex on tracking. Okay.
Yeah, we had to have 2 trackers on this.
Yes, Tyrannex didn't join us in the booth here, so it was kind of the silence behind the violence here.
There was a lot of violence in that seed.
There most certainly was. Well, chat is fantastic. Well, that's going to do it for us here. Stay tuned here on RPG Limit Break. We've got more coming in just a matter of 8 minutes here on RPG Limit Break. And for everybody behind the scenes in the front, until just a few moments from now, I'm FearonBurgundy saying may your moves be excellent and your seeds stay classy. So long, everyone.
And I'm Jackimus Wedge, saying random words and looking pretty. And remember, Let's go, Bruins!